welcome back everyone for the 5-lap sprint race and then following for the 50% Grand Prix. It took us a little longer than expected to get underway again, but we are underway. It will be a dry race for this sprint, we already know that. It will change to dynamic weather for the second race. I may put it on pause just for a minute or two between the sprint and the quali as we get that ready for everyone. No formation lap, of course. We can get right into this. Everyone, please remember, if you're listening already, to put your setups on. Of course, that is very important. And don't just ready up, and because that will really hurt you in the race. So someone has now readied up. We've got 25 seconds until the sprint gets underway, and I will literally be back with you in 10 seconds time. So, only a few seconds to go now until the start of the sprint. So no formation lap. This will come in thick and fast for the start of the race. Hopefully there won't be a strange delay. We haven't got any sound. It will come though, as we've got 5 lights and we're away for the last Monday night sprint. And some drivers are getting a little caught out there as Vedran takes the lead into turn 1 with a McLaren side by side there. Mr. BT is on the inside. We've got a Haas now of Crossfire Strikes trying to go down the inside at turn 1, and we go around turn 2 now, side by side still for Stinos and Crossfires there as they come around turn 2, and Stinos is round, and that's caused a bit of an incident there, and Amir Guna is round. There's a big crash, someone's out. It's Neuro who's out. He's going to be starting at the back. Stinos caused a big incident there for a lot of the drivers. Apex is right down the order now. That is not what he wanted. It's his second week in a row where he's not had a good start at the start of a race. Obviously this is a sprint this time. The Aston Martins are running in parallel as it stands, as the Monkey Mafia is also out in qualifying sprint, down to 18 already. Hopefully we can get a bit of a better, cleaner start for the Grand Prix. They have had one trial run. Got that Haas that's struggling in the background there as we make the run down towards the hairpin. Dust being sprayed up aloft into the air as that Williams comes down towards the hairpin now, with the other Williams in third place. The Haas looks like he's going to go and try and go around the outside there at the hairpin, but he wasn't able to get a move done there. Big Weir though needs to get some moves done. He's got points just ahead of him, and this will be crucial for his championship. His Apex is down in 13th, weaving, going on all over the straight. Dazzy is going to look to the outside. I think Big Weir is just going to try and play it a little bit safe there. A gap is opening up for him there. He's running a little bit wide. He's getting squeezed onto the curb, and it needs to try and stay out of trouble as the Aston Martins are nose to tail at the moment. And I think Bugs Bunny isn't going to challenge for position here, or is he? I don't think he does. I think he knows that he's in the fight for the championship. Apex is trying to move himself up into the top 10, but of course top 6, that gets points. Iggy Combo has left the session. Hopefully he'll be back. If he can't get his can't get a good connection, he'll have to retire from the Grand Prix. We're still with Big Weir because it's important for this championship. We'll get back to the front for a second between Vedran and Mr. BT. This is crucial for Vedran as well. Don't rule him out, of course. Stinos has really not helped his championship fight, as well as Amir Guna, 2 drivers that needed to score really good points and not going to, very unlikely to, in this sprint race. And it's going to be a struggle for them in the Grand Prix, as we still see Vedran. We see the Haas in the background there getting all aggressive. We've got Tate Pasta who's run deep there. He's got a Ferrari close on his gearbox as well. Big Weir, as I said, needs to make up some places. DRS is now going to be enabled down that back straight, and he needs to save a bit of that battery as well. It's all about the tactics of the race. You could potentially grab 4th place, which would be a decent amount of points. It'd be 3 points. Just clawing back as Apex looks like he's not going to get any points, as we see a car out there. Dr. Wolfang is out. We've got Cairo, who is had a bit of an incident there as well with Dr. Wolfang, so he's going to be starting in 17th. It's been a bit of a chaotic 5-lap race, same as last week. There's been a lot of aggression in it, which we do expect. Of course, they're not out of the race; they're only out of qualifying now. As we're just still with Big Wheel. We haven't got any timing screens, unfortunately. We'll go back to the front, as I'm sure Mr. BT is going to look for a move into the hairpin. So he will have that DRS. They are pulling away slightly from Veloce in the third, as they come off the banking now, and Vedran already goes defensive, as you can see from the rear wing camera there, as Mr. BT is trying to catch up. He does get a bit late on the brakes there, but isn't able to make a move there. There's side-by-side action between Crossfire Strikes and Veloce. Ayub Cairo is out at the hairpin. A little bit of a strange one there. Unfortunately, he has retired on track, as a penalty will be coming his way. I must stress, these new drivers, you need to read the rules and regulations. Otherwise, you will still be handling penalties. So our responsibility is to let you know that you need to read the rules and regulations. So that will be a penalty for Cairo coming his way for retiring on track. But anyway, 4th lap of 5, as we see Big Weir trying to go for a move here. He's got a point just ahead of him, so he needs to prove a point with an overtake here, as he's going to try to down the back straight. He's got Tay and Veloce and Crossfire Strikes in his sights, and so as we come up towards the banking now into the left-hander, doesn't able to get anywhere near close enough. He is quite close. He's just trying to stay out of the dirty air a little bit, but just gets the line wrong through the banking. He comes out now. We might see a move towards the front here, potentially for 4th place, potentially for 3rd place, as Crossfire Strikes goes defensive here. Looks like a move for the Williams around the outside, with the Alpine on the inside. A bit of contact there between the two of them, and Big Wiz still not able to get into those points positions. He needs to. He desperately needs to. And he well knows it, but there is a DRS train going on with Crossfires, and getting 5 points there for 3rd place is quite a good haul of points. 1 point per lap in the sprint. His Apex is up to 10th now, and I don't think he's going to make up any more places. He has got Big Weir not far ahead of him, actually, and gloves are off now for the final lap of the sprint. The front two have pulled away and the drivers behind, but it is a very close battle behind them for 3rd place. There's going to be a few overtakes into the hairpin, potentially. There's potentially one now, as Crossfire Strikes makes a mistake. Veloce moves up to 3rd place round the outside. A good move from the Williams there, as the Haas goes off the track just slightly late on the brakes there. As we'll go back to the front just for a second, as we do see there might be a move for the lead, for the pole. As we are on the last lap, they need to start draining that battery. Are we going to see any moves into the background? I don't think he's got enough, Mr. BT, so we'll go towards the back as Crossfire Strikes looks to the outside there, and we're seeing them go side by side. We've got the Aston Martin and the Ferrari going side by side as well. Gets pushed off the track. Crossfire Strikes into the wall. He's out. He's out. He's going to be starting from the back, towards the back anyway, as we have 5 drivers out in this race. And Big Weir does grab himself a crucial point. Vedran has grabbed himself 10 points though, and taking pole position for the Grand Prix. That was most certainly elbows out racing there. Some of these drivers have moved up positions, quite a few positions. Has Iggy Combo himself up into 12th. I'm not sure if he's in the race though. So Apex there, and he thought there was a formation lap at the start. No, my friend, I said it was going to go straight into it, and that really caught you off guard, as some of the drivers have come off really bad. So, for the final classifications for this race, Vedran is on pole position. On the front row with him is Mr. BT. Veloce Ayub is in third. Fourth is Tate Pasta. Dazzy is in fifth. Sixth is Big Weir. Seventh is Bugs Bunny. Warren is eighth. Ninth is Apex. Trunders is 10th. 11th is Stinos after that incident at the start of the race. Iggy Combo is in 12th. 13th is H. Bosworth. Phoenix is 14th. 15th is Amir Guna. 16th is Crossfire Strikes. Cairo is 17th. 18th is Dr. Wolfang. The Monkey Mafia is in 18th. And rounding out the grid for the Grand Prix is Nero in 20th. So I am just going to pause the stream for about 3 to 5 minutes at very, very most, just to make sure the grid order is all correct. So I will just pause the stream. We're not going anywhere. Just be back in 3 to 5 minutes time. Make sure you get yourself a nice drink to watch the Grand Prix, which should be a really, really good one here at Chelsea. Welcome back, everyone, to the Grand Prix itself. So we've got 28 laps to run in this Chinese Grand Prix. Just had the sprint, which was pretty hectic. A lot of changes for people. Like Iggy Combo moved up a huge amount of places, about 8 places in 5 laps, and people like Apex fell down the order. We have Vedran on pole. He took first place in the standard 1 lap qualifying, but for sprint qualifying he maintained that position and grabbed himself 10 points for the privilege as well. So we've got a few seconds, no seconds now, as everyone has already readied up. We were expected to wait 30 seconds or so until someone will ready up and everyone to remember their setups. As I say that, I'm just going to put it into the Discord quickly so everyone remembers. So now we have readied up. We've got about 15 seconds to go before the start of the formation lap, which will be happening. So we've got 10 seconds to go. And the formation lap should be just about ready to get underway. And the grid is now formed for the Grand Prix. A lot of changes, of course. I think it was 4 or 5 drivers are out in qualifying. Got drivers quite close together there. Seeing Apex has been disqualified from qualifying. I wonder what happened to him there, but that's certainly not going to be good. As we'll have a look at the tyre choice. Actually, I forgot it's actually free tyre choice. All very interesting. Everyone, there's a lot of people on different strategies here. We've got the Cairo, Dr. Wolfgang, and the Monkey Mafia on the softs, as well as Warren on the softs, and everyone else who chose the medium and the hards. The medium looking like the stronger option for drivers. Vedran's gone on the hards though. Is that going to hinder him on the start? As Mr. BT is on the mediums. Watch out though for Warren on those softs. The only man in the top 10 on the softs, so hopefully he'll be able to gain some places. As we start to see the alligator, or crocodile as they call it, just all weaving around the straight there. It's a really good shot there from the top end, or the bottom end of the back straight there. See all the drivers into the background. This is a full 20 drivers for this race, so should be action packed for this 28 laps. It's been quite a while since we had 20. I've been a bit weak on attendance, but hopefully we're getting towards the end of the season. The championship protagonists are going to want to be in every race for the end of the season now. St. Anthony will now be out. There's only 5 drivers who can take the title. It's Vedran, it's Big Weir, it's Apex, of course, the championship leader, Amir Guna, and Stinos. The Have we got sound now? I don't really know what's going on. It says my mic should be working. Have we got any sound?